Antonnia Singut has become a household name around Papua New Guinea in a short amount of time. This beautiful and eloquent young woman has captured the hearts and support of the PNG public, not just with her looks, but with her intelligence, charm, and confidence. In 2008, then 20-year-old Antonnia entered the Miss UPNG contest on a whim while studying at the University of Papua New Guinea. Little did she know that that spur-of-the-moment decision would lead her to win the title and gain her entrance into the Miss Papua New Guinea Red Cross charity quest, which she would also win less than a year later.
You're the one that I dream about all day. You're the one that I think about always. You are the one, so I'll make sure I'll be there. My love is your love. Your love is mine. You're the one.
She hails from mixed parentage of East Sepik and East New Britain provinces and takes great pride in both provinces. The popularity has brought with it criticism and unwanted attention that would have made lesser women bow down in disgrace and shame, but not Miss Singut. Coming from a long line of strong, intelligent women, Antonnia, or Tony as many know her by, has picked up the gauntlet and proven that one cannot please everyone, but one can certainly learn from every mistake and criticism without regret and live life to the fullest. She may have a very busy schedule, but this ambitious and confident young woman has learned to handle pressure well and has become a positive role model for women in Papua New Guinea as well as the Pacific. Good evening. Tonight on the show, I have the lovely, beautiful Miss Antonnia Singut, former Miss PNG and my personal friend. Welcome to the show, babe.
Thanks, darling.
How are you?
I'm great. And yourself?
I'm fine. You look absolutely adorable.
Oh, stop it. You look smashing.
No. Let's. Tell us a little bit about your style. I mean, I love that brooch on you.
Oh, thank you. It's a Bird of Paradise pendant. Is it? Oh,
yes, it is.
Yes.
Silver pendant.
Yes, from House of Gemini. I wear it because it signifies my identity. My tribal name is Karakambun, which means Bird of Paradise.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. In what language?
Sepik.
Oh, okay. So that's where you're from, obviously.
Yes.
Are you mixed? Do you have a mixture with something
else?
Yes.
My mom's from East New Britain. Dad's East Sepik.
Okay, so I see in your Instagram name, it's Aigir Nangu flavor. Is that why?
Yes, they're both delicacies. Aigir from Rabaul and Nangu, the traditional sago from East Sepik.
I don't know much about this Nangu. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What is it?
Yes. It's basically sago mixed with hot water. It's boiled and it's sort of like gooey, jelly-like consistency.
So it's all starch?
Yes, it's all starch.
So if you eat all of that starch, how do you keep such a perfect figure?
Genetics.
Yep. Genetics, and what else? Do you work out?
No, I don't work out. To be honest, I don't diet and I don't work out.
Let's be honest.
Truth. I don't. The only form of fitness I do is yoga.
Okay, tell us about yoga.
Well, it's a spiritual Hindu discipline. With due respect to the religion, I don't follow it. I only apply the physical aspects of it. Okay. It helps one unite with their body and their mind.
Oh, sounds very hot and mysterious.
Oh, it is.
Okay, so what else do you do? You know, there's yoga. What else do you do on your free time?
Apart from yoga, I like to sketch or draw. I like to read, not novels, but medical journals. I know.
Medical journals?
Yes, I'm a bit weird, but I'm crazy about medical journals.
Why?
Yes. Well, maybe because I'm a hypochondriac.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain to the audience and me what the hell that means?
A hypochondriac means someone who gets paranoid about every little symptom that they have and they think they're dying of this or that. So,
Yep. Okay. And what else?
What else do I like to do? I like to bake.
She does bake the most amazing cakes and biscuits, by the way.
Oh, yes. I'm just a homebody, so I do everything at home. My fun revolves around home.
So homebody, like, what are your plans for the future then when you talk about home? Like, are you thinking of starting up a whole, your home and building up a family?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. My life would not be complete without a family.
Oh, that's beautiful. So what do you have in, like, what thoughts do you have about, like, how many children do you want?
Oh gosh, well, considering that I'm leaving it so late, at least 4 or 5.
But you said you're leaving it so late. Why do you think you're leaving it so late?
Well,
I mean,
I have a general rule in life: live out your 20s, stay unattached,
yeah.
achieve your goals, and by the time you're 30, that's when you should think about settling down, making a family.
Yeah.
So by the time I'm 30, that's when I intend to have children.
But that's not really the case in this, in our culture. You know, a lot of young girls marry really young and start their families really young.
Absolutely.
Why do you, is it the way you were raised that you're starting that late, or you're concentrating on your life and your career first?
Definitely because the way I was raised. My mom had me when she was quite young, and she was a bit limited to achieving her dreams, so she always told me it's best to get everything done, establish yourself, so that when motherhood approaches, you can give it your all.
Okay, all right. And I know Antonnia will make a fantastic mother and wife. More after the break. Stay with us. So before the break, Antonnia, you spoke about family and all about that. What about culture-wise? Will you be teaching your children to embrace their culture?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. One's cultural identity contributes to their sense of being. So for me, culture plays an important role in my life. So I'll be imparting the same knowledge to my children.
But it's so difficult in this time and age when, you know, it's all about technology, it's all about the new big thing. How are you going to manage to do that, you know, with everything that's happening?
Well, being Papua New Guinean, coming from such a rich cultural diversity, it wouldn't be so hard in my perspective. I mean, we've got the village that's just not far off, just a flight away. So being at home, I think I'll be able to manage a balance between modern and cultural perspectives of life.
So tell us a little bit about your family.
My family, well, I'm the eldest of 5. I've got one sister, 3 brothers, whom I love to death. My parents are my best friends, and basically all my free time is spent with my family.
So that's your support group, that's your support
Absolutely.
network right there.
Yes.
Have they supported you through anything that you'd like to share with us?
Basically everything.
Everything.
They're every step of the way.
And that's really important, especially in the life that you live, in the career that you face, you know, always in the public eye. Have you faced any scrutiny?
Oh, definitely. Once you're thrust onto such a public platform, you're already subject to public scrutiny, and everything that you do and you say is so heavily judged.
Can you give us an example of that?
Yes, I remember when I first got crowned Miss PNG. And I was getting ready for the news, and I had to make a stop at the grocery store with my mom. So I had a pile of makeup on for set, and I was wearing cut jeans, cut denim jeans. And then the week after, someone decides to write to the editor on one of the dailies and completely disagreed with the way I was dressed.
Okay.
Yes, even though I was just doing my own thing and I was on my way to work.
But they didn't know that, like it's the public perception that was upon you. Why do you think that so much emphasis is put on women and how they dress and how they look? Especially in this day and age, and I mean, I understand we have our culture, but why do you think this is the case, and why picking on you?
I think we live in a culture, a society where women find it hard to embrace each other's achievements. That's where the tall poppy syndrome comes in. So basically it all revolves around a small aspect of jealousy, the way I see it.
So if you could change that, what would you do?
Encourage other women to maximize their potential. That's always been my goal since I entered the Miss PNG quest, to inspire women to come into their own.
Tell us more about this Miss PNG quest.
The Miss PNG quest. Well, it's changed a lot, Leanne, since my day. Back then it was run by the Red Cross to help in its humanitarian efforts. A lot of people saw it as just a beauty pageant, but in my personal view, it's a platform for young women to come out and be role models and leaders in their own right.
And you think that that is an important, that's something important?
Absolutely, absolutely. We need a society where women can embrace a platform where they can positively influence the community around them.
So obviously you have a lot of role models. What are some of the values that you would like to share with them or impart onto them?
Always be yourself. Always. I think we come. There are a lot of people who sort of conflict with their own personal identity. They see something that they want to emulate, and then they forget who they are. So that's important. Always be yourself. Know your potential, and aim hard to maximize it.
Beautiful and inspirational. We'll have more when we come back. Now tell us a little bit about your love life. I know you're gorgeous.
Oh gosh,
tell
this
us,
topic really?
Yes, this topic. I know that you have like your, what's the word?
Just I'm a private person.
Yes, yes, basically. So tell us more about your love life. Tell us a bit about your love life.
Okay, well, I have a partner who I've been with for almost 4 years now.
Wow, 4 years?
Yes. He's a wonderful guy. The reason why I was so attracted to him in the beginning is because of his down-to-earth personality. He's such a good, gentle person.
Yep.
And he's the opposite of me. He's like the yin to my yang. I have a really bad temperament. I have a very bad temper. And he's the more mellow kind of character, so it works for me.
Okay, so 4 years, that's a long time, you know. How has it worked? How have you guys made it work, besides him being the yin to your yang?
Oh, gee, well, you know, if you love someone, you're going to have ups and downs in a relationship. It's all about how you work together and how you complement each other. Like I said, he's the yin to my yang. And basically just letting love overcome all.
So about this public scrutiny, has it affected your relationship in any way?
Not at all, not at all.
No? Okay. So do you just brush off, you know, a lot of, because I'm sure there's a lot of rumors that come up saying, oh, she's seeing someone else, or she's cheating on him, or she's sleeping around. How, you know, how has that affected your relationship anyway, and how do you brush it off?
Well, to be honest, none of the speculations that you mentioned have ever risen up in our relationship, but if they were to, he trusts me completely and he knows me as a person, so it wouldn't really affect our relationship if he knows me that well.
Okay, all right. So on to scrutiny, as I mentioned, there were several accusations in your past. Like, can you tell us a little bit about that and how you dealt with that, how your family dealt with that?
Definitely. I think the one that took PNG by storm was the porn allegation about me starring in a porn film, which I have not seen to this day. But it was a tough time. But I was able to go through it because, you know, if you have a guilty conscience, it'll affect you. But I had a clear conscience. I knew I've never done anything of the sort. And my Christian faith helped me pull through. But it was a tough time, and there were a lot of you know, had to get the police involved, and there were a lot of perpetrators that were involved that I've put in jail now, and it was just a really tough time.
Now, you spoke about it being a difficult time. How did your family cope with it? How did you cope with it, trying to have to explain to them?
Well, my family know me. My parents have raised me all their life to be, you know, a decent human being, not just a woman. So they knew it was just all garbage, but it's them, my parents, that I feel sorry for the most, because, you know, as a parent, you invest so much in your child, raise them up to be the right way, and then someone comes along and paints a bad image about your child. And I can imagine it must have been hell for them, because it's not just me, it reflects back on them. So it was extremely tough, but when we were, you know, I mentioned them being my support system. They were there for me the whole way through. My dad was accompanying me to all the police, you know, visits that I had to make. He was there to, you know, just kill all the speculation. But yeah.
So what did you learn? What did you learn from all of this?
Oh, what I learned is reputation is absolutely crucial if you're a public figure. What you do behind closed doors does matter, even though you think no one knows. And I mean, I didn't do that, but you see, social media is a powerful weapon, and my name was smeared on it. And even to this day, I see a lot of porn material being circulated on it. And I hope that young women would take a page from my, a page from my book and learn that, you can't exploit yourself like that. You've got to respect your body, keep it a secret. And if a man truly cares about you, he wouldn't make you do such.
He wouldn't exploit you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, as you said, the public scrutiny, does it feel restricting in any way when you're, you just want to let loose sometimes?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah. I always feel restricted because I know that a lot of young girls look up to me as a role model, which is why I'm very particular about what I do. I hardly go out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. If I need to go somewhere, it's only for errands. But other than that, I'm always at home.
Yeah. How did your friends treat you? Was it a moment where you really found out who your true friends were?
Oh, definitely. When you go through such a traumatic time, that's when, you weed out who's really worth your time in your life. So I really found out who were my true friends, because those who believe the allegations obviously didn't know me very well. Yeah. But the ones that didn't knew me well enough to know that, just to speak out on my behalf and say, look, that's not her, that's obviously a foreigner, just stop it.
Okay, so basically you spoke about restrictions and you spoke about friends, weeding that out. In this culture and this society that we live in, basically females, you and I, we always get, picked on, you could say picked on, because of what we do. We always have to keep an eye on what we do or what we say. How do you feel about this? Why is it just mainly the females and not males?
I think it all comes down to gender equality. In our culture, in such a male-dominated culture, women are still treated as second-class citizens, which is why we're always looked down on, always judged, always criticized. So I think that's one reason why we find it so hard to rise up in society and gain respect of our male counterparts. And I think our male counterparts too, have to be blamed as well, because they don't give us that platform where we can be recognized as equals. And I think it all comes down to our sexuality. They think of us as objects of their desire, not equal partners in decision making and development. So I think when that perception, when you get rid of that mindset, then we'll slowly start to see a change in society where men and women will work together.
You mentioned men and women, working together. How about women on women? Because there's a lot of women on women hate and jealousy in this society.
Definitely.
Have you dealt with that? One, have you dealt with that? And two, how do you even, how do we end this?
Yes. I've experienced that a lot, and I've mentioned how men should take the blame for treating us as second-class citizens, but then again, I think we women are our own worst enemies. We live in there's a saying, we're like crabs in a bucket. We're all trying to claw each other down. And I think once we get rid of all that, once we look at each other as development partners, then we can truly start to see transformation in our society. We have to stop letting jealousy or envy, or tall poppy syndrome, for instance, taking control over our perceptions of each other. So can you give us a few examples of, this tall poppy syndrome that you've faced? Oh, of course, definitely. Well, on social media, Facebook, for instance, I always have female women trying to bring me down, commenting on how I dress, how I act, so forth. And it's and they all try to, it starts off as like trying to encourage you or trying to advise you on how to dress, but then it turns into, there's like a snarky undertone to it, right? Exactly, exactly. And it's always concentrating on the negative, always. You hardly see them highlighting the positive. So, Antonnia, have any friends turned foes for you? Definitely. There are a lot that I realize aren't my true friends. For reasons I don't know, but yes. So if I had to ask you to play the name game, would you? No. Very classy, very classy.
So that was Antonia touching on some really sensitive topics. After the break, we have something light, something refreshing, so you can have a drink while you're at it, because we have the rapid fire round coming up.
Well, actually, Antonia is a really good girl. I've been working with her for a couple of years back, in 2011 to 2012, 14. We've been working as, I've been her editor. She's a really kind person, loving person. You know, she's down to earth, always there for me when I'm down. You know, so, I mean, I see a lot of passion in her. She can go a really long way from now. I know she has a lot of dreams, and as a very young lady to, you know, have that feeling, you know, to get there. I can say that Antonia is gonna be someone. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm one a good journalist, I would say that. That's all. Nothing much to say about that. Yeah.
Miss Antonnia Singut, I think that she's attractive and she's got everything that a journalist has, and most of all, she's the bomb.
She's a great TV presenter slash newsreader. Yeah, and she's really hot though.
What do I think of Antonnia Singut? I know her, yeah. There was this one time she got me to do some yoga stuff with her. And she's really flexible, like seriously, freakishly flexible. I thought I was flexible too, and then I got stuck doing a salutation to the sun. This thing we have to like stretch back, and I got stuck. But she's really cool and really, really flexible.
I think she's beautiful, she's got talent, and yeah, I love her hair, her makeup, everything about her. She's just awesome, especially the news.
Antonnia Singut, I personally don't know her, but from the source that she reads during the news, that's where I knew her. But from an observation, she's very nice and she's cute.
Antonnia Singut, she's hot. I really like Antonnia, can I get
Miss Singut, I think she's a good role model for young women in PNG. She's put herself out there as a good character, stand out young women for upcoming young women leaders. Also, she's also a good news reporter.
Yeah, nice to meet straight there. I'm satu. Any man I'm submitting more. I'm satu galau lo. I'm satu polinis nago. I'm satu galau money nago. All begini ni all man I'm satu galau lo.
She's a good reporter.
Yeah, she's a good reporter and she's pretty.
I think she's a good news reporter, and I like her. I'm not as I love her, but as I like her, how she present news.
She's a good news reporter. Whenever I watch EMTV, I like her presentation or also talks in the news. Yeah, she's pretty and I like the way she talks in the news.
Antonnia, well, I love my brown sugar. And Antonnia is mighty fine brown sugar. I give her the nickname of Gramps. The reason to that, there's more reasons, but she's pretty flexible because of yoga. The sad part is she's not into brown sugar. But Gramps, Grandpa owns that working.
Antonnia Singut and Soraya Black, just to good news reporter, national MT news. Recently, that's all I'm saying. Only some name them about site media site. But since to me on Blamangi, civic to me sana play media na mikot sa on good news reporter MTV news. So, the new Antonnia Singut mo sa. Ang trupa meri lo sana site national MTV news na. Thank you straight. Unbel star.
So Antonia, this round is called the rapid fire round.
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking you a few questions. It's simple questions, and you can be as open and as honest as possible. Okay. The first thing that comes into your mind, I just want you to say it. And there is a time limit. I'm not going to actually time you, but there is a time limit. So your answers have to be rapid because it is called the rapid fire round.
Okay, I'll try and do my best shot.
Okay, straight to it. First question: a famous Papua New Guinean who you think is a mama's boy.
Will Guinea.
Why?
Because he's so well-grounded. He seems like he was raised well, so I just think mama's boy.
Okay. A Papua New Guinean who you think is a drama queen.
Moses Tao.
Okay. I think everyone would agree on that. Who would you turn gay for at gunpoint?
Lee, is it not obvious yet? I would jump ship for you any day.
Really? I'm blushing right now. I can't. I'm honored, by the way. A person who you think needs a makeover.
Oh, with all due respect to this minister, I mean, she does.
Oh, it's a minister.
She does give it some effort, Lujaya Koza.
Okay. So you said she gives it an effort. What do you mean?
Well, she tries. She tries to, you know, what's the word?
I get what
she
you mean.
does give some thought to what she wears, obviously.
Okay. So complete the following sentences for me. An idea that changed your life.
Finding God in my life.
That's beautiful. Two people who would love to compete for you.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson and what's that NRL player again?
Which NRL player?
Sonny,
There's so many.
Sonny
Bill Williams?
Yes.
Okay. So wait, do I see a trend happening there? Do you
yes, Lee, I love the Marlon boys.
Same here. Who is the sexiest Papua New Guinean man according to you?
Oh, that's not hard. Kanage, of course. He's so fine. He's got that tribal groove going on. I'm not joking. Any man who's down for his culture is hot to me.
I can't. Let's just end the show right here. Okay, now rank in order of sex appeal. Lorraine Genia, Alison Joyce, or Mariani Masani?
Lorraine Genia, number one.
Okay.
I think reporters portray such a huge, massive sex appeal. Second, singers, so Mariani Masani. Oh, and then Alison Joyce is also a singer. Well, I'll put them both in too.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So, which famous Papua New Guinean would you most likely to meet at the following places? A rave party.
Oh, that's not hard. Moses Tao, of course.
Okay, would you like to get down and party with him?
Oh, yeah.
Have you done that?
I think I have.
Okay, a gym.
Minister Charles Abel.
Okay.
He's always working out. I always see him at the gym.
Working out. What do you mean by working out?
Lifting weights.
Right? Okay, cosmopolitan.
Takana Hasabi.
Yep, I would agree with you on that. Takana Hasabi is something else. Who, according to you, is the worst dressed person in the Pacific?
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
I don't know.
No, we can't let you go that easy.
Well, I don't want to make anyone feel bad, so I'd say myself. I'm the worst dressed person.
Really?
Yes.
No,
I have a terrible
Look at yourself right now.
No, this is just because I knew I was coming on TV. I was cute, but really I'm the worst dressed.
Okay. So what would you find in the following people's bedroom? Jeffrey Figa.
Paintbrushes.
Lauren Genia.
MAC makeup.
Yep, that's true. Jokema.
A microphone.
Okay. Okay. What is an unforgettable pickup line used on you?
Oh. Did it hurt?
Did what hurt?
When you fell from heaven.
Oh, that is horrible.
I know.
And I hope the
Didn't
person.
even work.
Okay, good.
Didn't even
That's
work.
good. And that's all we have for you tonight. That was the lovely, the beautiful Miss Antonnia Singut. And now I'm just going to go back to my drink and gossip with my friend.